Whoops. Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about the news. We're going to talk about altcoins. I'll move some crypto around for you guys. And as always, I'm going to do my very best to answer your questions and see if we can't solve your problems here live. I'm having issues here with the cat. He's like, dude, it's time for the stream. Can we? No, here we go. We can maybe see him over here. Yeah, there he is. I'm like, dude, you're right in the middle of everything. Oh, this camera's kind of flaking out on me. Okay, good. He went to find greener pastures. Good. All right. That camera was kind of flickering. That was kind of weird. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for being here. Kenny was here early, as always. Simon, Billy Dance, thank you for being here. PJ Playhouse, Mr. Miski, Pod Boiler, Mark Schlossberg from Slovakia. My sister-in-law's husband is from Slovakia, and they live in the Netherlands right now. My wife is going to visit them in September, and they're gonna go to Slovakia, so maybe they'll see you. Who knows? Pop Boiler, I'm looking dapper. Thank you. Gregory Wieland, yes, I look like I'm backpacking. EJ Poston, PJ Playhouse, Diesel Kane, MLB, Cheerio 84. A lot of people here tonight. Dave Peterson, Scooter, Trevor Zook, Birds, Bees, and Trees, P. Wizzle. Thanks, everyone, for being here. So the first thing I'll say about that icon, thumbnail, pardon me, I was going for the criminal. I was going for the look of a criminal, not really a backpack. What I was looking for was something along the lines of this, which I found as, I believe that's a Halloween costume. I was trying to find when I was a kid, they always had the thief as like in a striped shirt with a black cap. a mask. Oh, I forgot to put the mask on me. That would have, if I'd have put the mask on, that would have made it clear that I'm attempting to look like an old-timey criminal. Forgot about the mask part. So what came out was that. And then here's my attempts. I was using Stable Diffusion, and oops, come on, Stable. This is my Adobe Bridge, but these are some of the attempts at that look. Basically, I just said I want a black cap. Oh, but the thing with the glasses, yeah, the mask would have covered up the glasses and it wouldn't have looked like CryptoDad. So, but yeah, maybe a mask with the glasses underneath would have been funny, but that would have been difficult to achieve. So yeah, that's what I was going for. Or I don't know. Somebody said, liken me to the Hamburglar. So I guess something along those lines. When we first got going on this live stream, most of the mainstream people, financial people, government people, were referring to Bitcoin as only used by criminals. Jamie Dimon, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, a lot of the go-to people referred to Bitcoin as only being used by criminals. Well, I've got a couple of stories tonight to debunk those claims. I love that word, debunk. It's usually used against me or against the truth. That's been debunked. Like, really? That's your proof that you just say it's debunked? And it's, you'll see that on a lot of fact checker websites, oh, the theory of something, that everybody knows is true. Like, oh, that's been debunked. I'm like, okay. So anyway, I've got some stories that debunk the whole Bitcoin is used by criminals. So that's cool. If you haven't been at the live stream before, look down in the description. We've got an overview of what's going on tonight, what we're going to talk about news-wise and discussion-wise. I've got some affiliate links here. This one's for Coinbase. If you want to get a Coinbase account and dip your toes into crypto. I also have the latest special on the Ledger Nano X Orange and the Ledger Nano S Plus Orange. And if you buy those, I believe they're still doing that special where they will donate to brink.dev. And apparently, I saw a news story, I didn't include it, but apparently Coinbase also donated to brink.dev, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find that story here real quick. Coinbase Brink. Let's see if that comes up. Yes. Coinbase donates 3.6 million to Bitcoin developers through Brink. So it is a worthy cause if you're into crypto. It helps developers who maintain and strengthen and update the Bitcoin blockchain software, because Bitcoin is, I know you all think of it as a commodity or a currency or whatever, but it is also a software project, right? It's on GitHub. And it is a living, breathing, open source software project where there are developers that work on it and maintain it. And they're not always getting like top tier income from this, right? So they need help. This is a public, as I said, an open source project. And so the more eyes on the code, the better. So yes, it's a good cause. If you want the best hardware wallet out there, as far as I'm concerned, a Ledger Nano X or a Ledger Nano S Plus, they're both really good. Ledger Nano X does Bluetooth and mobile, and the Ledger Nano S Plus doesn't have those features, but it has the same amount of storage and the same size screen, and you can use it in the comfort of your own home, connected to your computer. You could take it to the coffee shop and use it with your laptop as well, if that's your thing. And then I've got a lot of other affiliate links down here, and then all of the news that we're going to talk about tonight is linked down below. Well, enough ado about nothing. Let's jump into the news. I'm going to throw out the latest market story that I've seen here, and this is where we're at here. 51,000 51,653, according to CoinDesk. We were a little bit lower today. But this story is about the stall at 52K, which, I mean, come on, we've been, the article is saying that we've risen 33% in the last couple of weeks. What more do you want, right? And this is a typical statement from, a financial firm or analyst. They'll say Bitcoin stalling momentum at the 52,000 resistance could signal an imminent pullback as a 33% rise in a few weeks is unsustainable. They say that a lot. Unsustainable. This is according to Swissblock. Well, it is until it isn't, right? If you've been around for a while and you're familiar with the way Bitcoin is, there are times where you just can't stop it. And damn the charts, full speed ahead is what Bitcoin seems to say sometimes. But yeah, I mean, there's some truth in that. Markets still behave in certain ways that can be analyzed and tend to repeat. So maybe we are due for a pullback. But interesting, if we go into the article a little more, a pullback seems imminent and necessary, which is what I just mentioned. Beyond the short-term dip, the market looks poised for higher prices, the report added. Okay, so yeah, we might pull back a little bit, but we're still going to go higher. That's their analysis, right? The forthcoming pullback could be a buying opportunity as long as BTC holds its support at near 47,500, right? And we were clapping for 48,000 a week ago or 2 weeks ago, so that can't be a bad thing if we see that again. So check out this article. I've got it linked down below, which will kind of give you the latest on the up-to-date market stuff. Let's also check this article out. This is from a day or two ago. I find this very interesting. We're relating this to the greater financial markets, the general markets. Bitcoin used to be what we might call decoupled from stock markets and bonds and everything else, but we really painfully connected to the markets in 2022 when the Federal Reserve started raising interest rates. This was like a bad thing for everybody as far as markets go. Of course, their plan was to reduce inflation, but it was painful for the stock markets, the tech markets, and Bitcoin. So I was, it's like careful what you wish for, I prefer that Bitcoin stay decoupled. And this article goes into a little detail about how this latest upswing is different from some of the past markets. So Bitcoin has managed to chalk out double-digit rally recently, ignoring the strength in the dollar index and treasury yields. And that's very interesting. BTC has jumped over 35% to over 52,000 since January 23rd, consistent with its reputation for chalking double-digit gains in a matter of weeks. The latest move, however, stands out because it has materialized alongside a resurgent U.S. dollar index and treasury yields. The dollar index, which gauges the greenback's exchange rate against major fiat currencies, has gained 3% this year, with the index gaining around 1% since January 23rd. Historically, Bitcoin has been negatively correlated with the U.S. dollar, posting sharp rallies only during bouts of dollar weakness. For instance, the DXY fell 2% to under 90 in February of 2021 when Bitcoin first rose above 50,000. As a global reserve, the U.S. dollar is outsized in international finance and non-bank borrowings. Thus, a strengthened dollar leads to financial tightening worldwide, disincentivizing investments in risky assets like technology stocks, cryptocurrencies, and commodities like gold. right? Similarly, an uptick in the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield, or the so-called risk-free rate, usually spurs outflows from other assets. The yield has risen from 4.1 to 4.26% in 3 weeks, with hotter than expected U.S. inflation figure denting the probability of an early Fed rate cut. Bitcoin's resilience likely stems from strong inflows into the U.S.-based spot exchange-traded funds in the U.S. Nearly a dozen ETFs began trading in the U.S. on January 11th and have since amassed roughly $5 billion in net inflows, right? So Bitcoin is bucking the trend lately. So that's a very interesting analysis. I thought that was interesting. Now, let's jump into that story I promised you about the whole Bitcoin is for criminals, Bitcoin funds terrorism, Bitcoin funds money laundering. We're about to debunk all those claims, right? So this is a story from Zero Hedge, a financial website that I like to read, kind of get you up to date on everything. Little counter mainstream narrative a lot of times. So I read all the news. In fact, I read too much news. That's probably why I'm suffer from depression most of the time, because I read the news. Yeah, if I could just, I've often said, man, if I could just stop reading the news for a week, man, maybe I'd just I'd be all happy-go-lucky, right? But no, I got to read the news every day. All right, remember this panic-stricken tirade from Liz Warren? On the dangers of unregulated, decentralized crypto funding terrorists? We need new laws to crack down on crypto's use in enabling terrorist groups, rogue nations, drug lords, ransomware gangs, and fraudsters to launder billions in stolen funds, evade sanctions, fund illegal weapons programs, and profit from devastating cyber attacks. Wow, strong words there. Oh, and centralized financial system entity CEO Jamie Dimon does not like the decentralized asset. If I were the government, I'd close it down, he exclaimed in a congressional hearing. The actual use cases are sex trafficking, tax avoidance, money laundering, terrorism financing. It's not just people buying and selling Bitcoin. Aha. Oh, and SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Bitcoin is a speculative, volatile asset that's also used for illicit activity, including ransomware, money laundering, sanction evasion, and terrorist financing. Well, surprise, surprise, they are all full of S. All right. As you may remember, we showed why this was a false narrative in words and pictures for those with learning disabilities in Washington. This is the chart that shows money laundering in U.S. dollar versus money laundering in Bitcoin since 2017. Kind of a stark contrast there, wouldn't you say? Oh my gosh, what is this? Are these billions, trillions? I don't know how this works. Wow, yeah. But you can see that the vast majority of money laundering it takes place in U.S. dollars. So why aren't they screaming about U.S. dollars funding terrorism and cyber criminals and drug lords and sex traffickers and all that stuff? No, they got to hone in on Bitcoin, right? Disingenuous, right? Rogue nations are using crypto to dodge sanctions and undermine our national security. The U.S. Treasury's Department's own February 22 money laundering risk assessment reports states that fiat is the preferred currency for financial crimes. But just in case you didn't believe us, today, and this was, I think, Wednesday, today, no lesser member of the great and good than the U.S. Department of Treasury Undersecretary for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence, Brian Nelson, told the truth about the D- relative scale of crypto finance terror during the House Financial Services Committee. And you can click to the full transcript here. Nelson testified on Wednesday that terrorist group Hamas has received very little support from digital assets, countering early reports that it got tens of millions in crypto. As a reminder, after the Hamas attacks last year, crypto was quickly blamed for helping to fund such brutal killing. While the Wall Street Journal in October had tied tens of millions of dollars in crypto payments to Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad and others, citing a blog post by analytics firm Elliptic that was later edited, the account represented a misunderstanding of what assets actually fell into the hands of terrorists. The journal has largely revised the initial reporting after blockchain analytical firm Elliptic and Chain Analysis offered data to refute it. We do not expect the number is very high particularly, Nelson replied to Congress. Question on how much crypto actually got into the hands of Hamas or the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. To be clear, okay, this is a congressman. Hamas is using crypto in relatively small amounts compared to what's been widely reported. That's our assessment. All right. Hey, we were right. Turns out making a huge, gigantic stink about this and letting it go for a month can work. Also, shame on you, Wall Street Journal. So yeah, they blast headlines out, and then a month later they quietly revise without blasting, right? We're not waiting for Liz's apology. So I thought you might like that. I don't know. Maybe you don't. I'm ranting and raving over here. Let's look at one more story about money laundering. Crypto money laundering dropped nearly 30% last year, Chain Analysis says. Illicit addresses sent 22.2 billion in cryptocurrency to services in 2023, a decrease from 31.5 billion in 2022. So according to Chain Analysis, money laundering in cryptocurrency is lower than their figures from 2022. But this is, I mean, what proof do they have that these are illicit other than they were from what they might call an illicit address, right? Most of this illicit kind of stuff are people that hack and then try to wash cover their tracks by washing their crypto through exchanges and stuff like that. It's not provable that these are actually terrorists doing this. All we know is that they're illicit addresses, right? But interesting, in the article they mention the figures suggest that only about 1% of all money laundering is carried out with crypto. That's the nub of the gist right there. Right? And I've been saying this for a number of years. We're always getting these mainstream narratives that crypto is for money laundering and criminals and terrorist financing and drug lords. And this is just a false narrative, basically. So, all right, guys, thanks for being here tonight. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, yeah, I wanted to get to this story. This is an interesting story. Now, I've said this many times. Most of what people call wallet hacks are really theft. They're getting tricked into revealing their seed phrase. For those of you who are not that familiar with how cryptocurrency wallets work, it's when a wallet, be it a hot wallet or a cold wallet, generates a random private key. This is the basis of the wallet, the private key. Sometimes it's a single private key. Sometimes it's what they call a master private key for like a multi-crypto wallet, like a ledger that can generate lots of different crypto wallets based on that original private key. When that wallet is created, the wallet will give you 12 or 24 words. Now, these words are basically a human-readable mathematical representation of that master private key. So when you write that down and save it, even when you initialize the wallet, it's empty. I know this is hard to wrap your head around, but you get a seed phrase, which means that wallet, doesn't matter if it's empty now, if it gets crypto in there later, when you restore when you restore a different wallet using that seed phrase, you will have access to all of the crypto that you have transferred into any of the addresses created by that wallet. I know that's a mouthful, but what that means is that if someone gets a hold of your seed phrase, they can basically use that seed phrase to restore a wallet that they possess using your seed phrase, and now they have access to your crypto from their wallet, right? They don't need to hack into your wallet through the internet and remote hack your machine to get access to your crypto. All they need is that seed phrase. So really, it's not what most people consider a hack. Most people consider a hack that you've got your computer on, you're connected to the internet, some bad actors get remote access to your machine and somehow manipulate your wallet and steal the crypto off of your computer. That's not how it works. When they get a seed phrase, they don't care about your computer. They don't care about your phone. All they need to do is use that seed phrase to restore their computer or their phone or their hardware device, and they have full access to all of your crypto from their location, right? They don't care where you are. All they want is your seed phrase. And that's more of a theft than a hack, really? Okay? So, but this story is about a weak way of generating seed phrases that was used in early versions of the Trust Wallet. And what that means is, in a nutshell, that the hackers or the thieves are using these weak algorithms that were generating seed phrases to do it on their own with hopes that they're going to get a seed phrase that has a balance, right? In general, crypto is safe and secure because it is virtually impossible to just randomly generate a seed phrase with a balance. It's astronomically difficult. It's galaxies upon galaxies difficult. It's like trying to find a grain of sand on a beach. On all the beaches in the world, on all the worlds and all the solar systems, and all the solar systems and all the galaxies. It is mathematically impossible for someone to find, just randomly generate or brute force a seed phrase. Unless, of course, the algorithm used to generate that seed phrase is faulty. And that's what's going on here. So an agency of the United States Department of Commerce is analyzing an older version of the Binance Trust Wallet app for a vulnerability that could allow an attacker to steal funds from crypto wallets. According to NIST, National Institutes of Standard and Technology, a specific version of the Trust Wallet app misuses the trezor-crypto library to generate mnemonic words that can be verified only at the entropy source. An entropy source is a physical location from where the data is generated. NIST noted that a similar vulnerability was exploited in July 2023, leading to economic losses. An attacker can systematically generate mnemonics. That means the attacker is generating his own 12-word seed phrases, and he's taking those seed phrases and trying them out to see if there's any balances in there. The information was made public on February 8th and is currently awaiting analysis to determine the real-world scope of the vulnerability. A Trust Wallet spokesperson highlighted that the use of the Trezor library was identified in 2018 and existed for iOS wallets created between March 2018 and fixed in July 2018. So we're only talking about 3 or 4 months here. March, April, May, June, July. Okay. So it's a very small window of trust wallets that have vulnerable seed phrases, right? So you can still download and install the Trust Wallet, and it's a safe and secure wallet. It's not a hardware wallet, but it's been around forever, right? It's a great wallet. I use it. I've been using it. If you've had your Trust Wallet since 2019, you have nothing to worry about, right? This was a very small window. At the time, Trust Wallet was an open source project, and the issue impacted a finite number of 10,000 downloads. So all the code commits and fixes are public and transparent at all times. It's an open source project. Trust iOS after numerous Ether wallets were hacked. Okay, so some people were getting their wallets hacked, but they really weren't, right? They weren't. Nobody was hacking into the wallets and stealing crypto. They were sitting in their own cubicles, generating seed phrases and connecting them to their own wallets, but on the blockchain, they had access to these users' assets, right? That's the way crypto works, right? They don't have to reach into your phone, grab the crypto, and pull it out. All they need is the seed phrase, and then they can just steal your crypto off the blockchain. They're not reaching into you. So basically, it's like by generating these these compromised seed phrases, it's like they have access to a whole bunch of unlocked houses where nobody's home, right? All they have, all the users are on vacation. All they have to do is go into the empty houses, they're unlocked, and then steal all the valuables. That's what's going on here. A hack would be more like, I go to your house while you're there, and I pick the locks on your windows or your doors, and I sneak in and steal your valuables while you're asleep. That's a completely different scenario, right? So it's a seed phrase hack. So are you at risk? No, not really, unless you downloaded the Trust Wallet app during that time and you haven't updated it since then. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if you're running it doesn't matter if you update it, because it's still based on the same faulty seed phrase. So if you fall within that, or you think you fall within that, what can you do? Simple. Just take whatever crypto's in your Trust Wallet and transfer it somewhere else. Put it on an exchange, put it in a different wallet, and then wipe that Trust Wallet and download it and start again. Because now Trust Wallet is generating safe and secure seed phrases, right? It was only during that short time in 2018 where you might have a vulnerable wallet. And think about this, 10,000 bad seed phrases. So if you are savvy enough and you've generated 10,000 seed phrases and you suspect that there might be crypto in some of those, you have to set up the wallet, enter the seed phrase, and check the balance, right? That is a very time-consuming process. That's not like you can just do that, There might be ways of checking, but in order to actually move the crypto, you actually have to restore your wallet. So for them to check 10,000 would be quite a while, but it's been a long time, right? So if you think any of your wallets are compromised, if you got a sinking suspicion that your wallet might be compromised, and then all you really have to do is move your crypto out of that wallet, reset it, use a different wallet, put it on an exchange, whatever, or restore the same wallet if it's a ledger with a new seed phrase, and then move all your crypto back. That's the fix. But I must point out, please, people are very suspicious. They're always worried that something's wrong with their wallet. So don't just, on no evidence, you're just laying in bed at night thinking that you might have screwed something up, and then jump in and start transferring crypto around, and you don't know what you're doing. You're going to end up losing your crypto. So always be very careful and mindful, and don't panic. Don't move crypto in a panic. It's you're just setting yourself up for heartache. All right. Have I covered that? And then I wanted to bring up another YouTuber, KSI, faces pump and dump allegations from Zach XBT and CoffeeZilla. We've talked about Zach XBT quite often. He's a pretty prominent Twitter or X user that talks about hacks and stuff that goes on, and he's got a lot of Twitter followers. So we've brought him up before. KSI, who's the YouTuber, claimed that every time he tweeted something, the opposite would occur, and that was why he decided to tweet the opposite of what he was doing. Okay. So his name is Oljalai Olewanka Williams Olajantu, more commonly known as KSI. Facing pump and dump allegations from these two blogger ex-users. He revived his old account where he used to talk about crypto token investments. An internet celebrity shared a post testing the waters. A few hours later, crypto investigator Zach XBT commented on KSI's post saying that the YouTuber would start sharing garbage again. The crypto detective followed up his reply by sharing a screenshot of KSI posting about his investment in the Watch to Earn project's XCAD network. This was paired with another screen grab of KSI's crypto wallet dumping XCAD tokens, right? So he's given good reports about XCAD, and then he turns around and dumps it. That's pretty much the definition of a pump and dump. You pump the token, and then you turn around and sell it after it goes up, right? But he's got an explanation, right? Also shared, let's see, he shared, he still fully believes in the project. He's still holding some, but basically he sold his XCAD to invest in Terra Luna. Right. So I've been there. You've got tokens, and it's a good token. You earned you some profit. And so you sell some of it off and invest in something else. I've done that many times. Right. But I didn't just finish pumping a coin. Right. But really, if he talks good about a project, does that mean he has to hold it forever? Is he not allowed to sell it at all? The internet celebrity further explained that he didn't have any malicious intent in trying to scam, and that he was new to crypto and was excited. All right. So here's a guy who doesn't know anything about crypto, but he splashes on a YouTube channel and pumps crypto without really knowing much about it. Right. Attempting to explain the post that the selling followed, KYC said every time he tweeted something, the opposite would occur, and that's why he decided to tweet the opposite of what he was actually doing. So in other words, when he talked great about a project, it would generally go down, or if he talked bad about a project, it would go up. So he kind of was like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to buy and... CoffeeZilla argued that KSI publicly saying one thing and then privately doing another is the definition of a pump and dump, right? I bring this story up because a lot of people ask me to evaluate coins, and this is one of the main reasons I don't do it. You evaluate coins, and and then you turn around and sell them, you're going to be accused of pumping and dumping. All you have to do is talk good about a coin, and people buy it, and then it goes down even within an hour. Like a coin will go down in an hour, and then people will be screaming at you, why is it going down, right? People just don't get markets, right? So they want to jump on YouTube and get advice from people on what to buy because they really don't know much about crypto. And so they get advice from people who really don't know much about crypto either. And then they get all butthurt when they lose money, right? So I've been doing this for many years. I focus on technical support. I don't do coin evaluations. I don't tell you which cryptos to buy. That's your business. If you need help with your wallets, I'm here. Also, there's another story. I've got it linked down below. XCAD founder defends KSI against pump and dump. So it's kind of a follow-up to this story if you're into that. All the stories are linked down below. And I don't mind giving general advice, right? Because I see there's a couple of questions here. Dan, thanks for being here. Don't see JDO in here at the moment. He's probably around. But thank you, Dan, for being here, as always. Good to see you the other day. Dan and I meet once a month in person for a little local crypto investors powwow. And it was just Dan and Randy and I. None of the other people came, but we had a good session. It's nice to just, shoot the breeze with people of like-minded interests. See, Bitcoin don't care. The U.S. government is manipulating CPI numbers to keep from lowering interest rates, in my humble opinion. I agree with you there, Dan. I've talked many times about how the financial statistics are massaged by the Bureau of Labor and statistics and the State Department and the administration and all these, inflation numbers, job numbers, they're all massaged and manipulated. Let's see. I want to go down a little more, catch up with everybody. I use Ledger. It's super easy to use. I like it and don't believe the backdoor FUD. Thank you, Potboiler. MC, just my 2 cents, but Ledger has the most compatibility with most of the cryptos that are worth a damn. Recover was a decision made for onboarding new users heading into global adoption. I totally agree with that statement. You don't have to use. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Ledger tonight and how versatile it is and why I like it and how I can don't have to worry about my crypto. I don't have to worry not only about it being secure, but against me. It's sort of like I got all these third-party wallets and but I only have one device, right? I have one go-to device. So if I look at a crypto that, I haven't messed with that in a couple of years. I think I deleted that wallet, but I connect my Ledger and boom, I find it again because it's, my Ledger was used for that third-party wallet. What is your choice? SW_T, what is your choice for which stablecoin to keep fiat dollars in when we will have a massive drop? Is there a difference between UST and USDC? The only thing I would say about stablecoin is that US Tether is foreign based. I think it's Asian based firm, and US dollar coin is owned by Circle, which also owns Coinbase. So I feel slightly more comfortable with US dollar coin because it's more compatible with Coinbase. Coinbase supports a lot of different chains on US dollar coin. So for me, I find it useful because Coinbase is my go-to exchange, but that's just me. I live here in the US. People have been bad-mouthing Tether since 2018. Since 2017, probably before that, there was this big thing about people were accusing Tether of being behind the crypto bull run of 2017 because somehow they were pumping Bitcoin by issuing Tether or something. There is a cult of people that believe Tether is a scam, a Ponzi scheme, and it's the only reason that Bitcoin is has a market price at all. They blame it all on Tether. If you search around Reddit or YouTube videos, you'll find plenty of people talking smack about Tether, but they have weathered the storm. They are a huge firm. They have a lot of assets. So I wouldn't. I don't want to say anything bad about Tether either. So it just depends on, what's useful to you. I think there's a lot of foreign exchanges that where Tether is pretty flexible, where they support many different chains of Tether, like KuCoin, I believe, supported a lot of different chains for Tether, like Tron-based Tether and Binance Smart Chain-based Tether and that kind of stuff. But Coinbase is more U.S. dollar coin centric. I wanted to bring up some things that people that have occurred to me. Oh, I want to launch the Monero wallet here. We're going to go ahead and launch the Monero wallet because it does take it a bit of time to sync up. This particular wallet is based on my Ledger device. So I'm going to connect my Ledger device and enter my PIN. I just want to get this wallet going, because it does take it. I use the full node wallet. The full node wallet is more secure. I have the entire Monero blockchain downloaded to my computer. It is rather resource intensive, requires a lot of space and a lot of bandwidth to sync up. But that's the price you pay for security. I'm just going to zoom this camera over here in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and we'll just do this. There we go. All right, so I need to be in the Monero app. The private key for this wallet is on the my Ledger, right? So I'm going to enter my password here. Now watch what happens on my device, right? The device says export key. View key, which is the public information. It's not exporting anything private. The private key stays on the device. We just advance over and click accept, and then the wallet connects. The device exports the public information. The desktop wallet has access to it, and whoops. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. I can't make it full screen for some reason. Okay, there. That's kind of weird. Just so you can see. Oh, and then you can't see the most important stuff going on. So down here is where the wallet is waiting to sync up. Because it syncs up and downloads every transaction on the Monero blockchain to my computer, whenever I launch the wallet, it needs to sync up, and it's been 3 or 4 days since I ran this wallet. So in just a minute, you'll see the syncing. There it goes. See how it's starting to sync up? So it syncs up to the blocks. And once it's completely synced up to the blockchain, the wallet will sync up to the current state of the blockchain. It's pretty cool how Monero works. It's very similar to the way Bitcoin works. But when you use a full node wallet like Monero, it's sort of like burns in how it all works, right? But I wanted to get that going. We'll check back with the Monero wallet in a few minutes. But I wanted to cover a couple of topics that I ran into. One of the things that I ran into was, oh, hey, Scott's here. Hello, Scott. LTC Perozzi. Good deal. Did your crypto ever transfer from the other day? Yes, by the way. We were transferring some Bitcoin from my Ledger over to Coinbase. It did hit Coinbase within an hour or so. So let's see, we got primary balance here. There, we received Bitcoin. We were transferring $100 worth of Bitcoin. And I wish it could give me, it used to be able to give you more information about your, and now it's not doing anything. I don't know what's going on here. Let's try this again. Come on. All right, let's go to portfolio. Let's go to Bitcoin. Oh, that's going into the trading interface. I don't want that. A little tip here. When you're in your portfolio in Coinbase Advanced and you click outside, like see the little link there where it says BTC? If I click outside that link anywhere along here, it'll take me to the trading interface, right? But if I click on the Bitcoin itself where it links up right there, it's going to take me to my Bitcoin account on Coinbase, right? And so it scrolls down here, but they used to, if I may be crazy, but it seems that they used to show you more information. They would give you the date and the time of the transaction. But when I click on it, it just, okay, there, it did it. All right. This was on Wednesday, right? We can go here. Blockchain is totally transparent. Let's look at this account. And when did we send it? All right. So we sent it at 12:59 p.m. and they got it at 13:14. Which what is that? Isn't that 1 o'clock? It looks like it was only 15 minutes. Let's look at that again. Well, that's 1 o'clock. And Coinbase has the, this is order detail. This is not what I want. Doggone it. All right, let's see if, Coinbase is just wonky for me in my Brave browser. So let's try it over here. Whoops. It just won't, behave. All right, so let's flip from, see, it pulls down here, but it won't do it in Brave. If I click on it in Brave, nothing happens. It's just wonky. All right, so we click here to flip to Coinbase regular, and let's see if we can't get some more information. We'll go to My Assets. We'll go down to Bitcoin. Actually, here we can search, which I don't know why we can't, and maybe we can. Okay. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin. All right, we'll go to primary balance, and there's that received, right? That's what we were following up on. There. Okay. Wow, this says 1 o'clock. I know it took a while because we were in the stream and it hadn't hit my Coinbase account, but it did, right? But it took a while, but it was less than an hour if I'm not mistaken. Yes, but thank you for asking, birds, bees, and trees. Yes, it did. So you can always follow up on Bitcoin because the blockchain is transparent. You can look at where it went from your wallet to your exchange, all that stuff. Also, I wanted to point out, for those of you who are complain about fees, I was in MetaMask, and I was cleaning out an old wallet, and I was just cleaning out an old wallet that had a bunch of low balances in there. Some of these I could have said, you know what, maybe I'll wait till they go back up, and maybe I sold too early or whatever, but I was I'm just cleaning the cushions of my couch looking for spare change. So I pulled open this wallet. This CryptoDad wallet is, I call it the CryptoDad wallet, but it's basically just a standalone MetaMask wallet. It's not based on my ledger, but it has some tokens over on the Ethereum chain. Let's make it big so you can see what I'm doing here. Over on the Ethereum chain, I have this token called Mogul Stars, which was given to me by a company that I did a video for 3 or 4 years ago. This coin mooned. What happened was, and I'll tell you what happened, right? They gave me a whole bunch of it for doing a video for them. They're like, oh, here you go. And it sat in my wallet. And at the time, I don't remember exactly how much it was worth. Maybe it was worth around $1,000 or less. I don't know. But they gave me a bunch of tokens directly transferred into my wallet. And then a couple months later, this coin pumped. And had I not sold it and waited, it would have been worth $25,000. But what happened was I saw the coin start to pump, and so I sold some, took some profit, and then I saw it pump some more, so I sold some more, and then I saw it pump some more, so I sold some more. But if I had just waited until it had fully pumped, it would have been $25,000. As it stood, I probably got about $5,000 or $6,000 out of it because I sold too early. But that's life, right? You just gotta like deal with that. Anyway, there's like right now, what's left of it is about $50 worth, right? So the other day I was kind of like, I don't think this coin is ever gonna have a comeback. I don't know. It could, but I don't care. I just want it, right? Well, that $50 worth of tokens, I tried to swap it for Ethereum, and I didn't have enough Ethereum in the wallet. So I put some more Ethereum in the wallet. And then I tried to swap it again, and they kept saying, you don't have enough Ethereum to make this trade. Well, what they wanted was $26 worth of Ethereum in order to swap out $50 worth of these tokens. So I had $50 worth of an ERC token, ERC20 token in my wallet, but I couldn't swap it for Ethereum without paying $26 in Ethereum fees. So that's 50% of the asset, right? Just to make the swap. Now, maybe I should wait until the middle of the night when Ethereum fees are lower, or wake up really early one morning and try to do this. Probably get out more. But I did want to bring that up. Ethereum fees are pretty high right now. Ethereum has always been a high fee network because it is the original bad boy. Everybody knows about Ethereum. It's number 2 by market cap. It's been hitting new all-time highs here lately, but the fees on the network are very high. It's much better to use the alternate networks on the EVM chain, like Polygon. I cleaned out my Polygon loose change easy peasy because Polygon swap was like a penny. Or 2 pennies or 5 cents or whatever. And then the Binance Smart Chain as well. I had like $200 worth of, little loose change in this wallet that I was able to swap for BNB with really cheap fees, and then shoot it over to Binance US to cash out. But the Ethereum tokens that I had left in the wallet, I swapped some of them out, but this $50 worth of ERC token is basically $25 worth with the fees. And while we're on the subject, I'm going to reveal to you some of my investing decisions, right? For several years, I used Crypto Pro to track my portfolio, which would give me an idea of what my total assets were worth at any given time. And I lived by this thing. Every day I would check it 4 or 5 times a day. Oh, how much is my portfolio worth? Well, it's not directly linked to my portfolio. I had to manually put it in. But what's nice about it is that I can still see some of the tokens, what I paid for them. Now, generally, when I would sell a token, I would go in here and delete it so that my portfolio would stay accurate. But during the crypto crash of 2022, I just gave up. All right. I was hoping that my mic wasn't muted here. Here, just let me check this text here. Okay. Oh, Dan says he can hear me breathing. Yes, I had the mic on at the beginning of this. Okay. All right, so I've given you the overview. This is no longer accurate, right? Because some of the coins there are no longer there. So I'm just going to show this to you. So it says I have 26,000, but this is not accurate, right? But there are some parts of it that are accurate, and I would like to show you. One of them is I was wondering about. I was down here at the bottom, and you see this token ADAX. This token ADAX, if you look at it in this interface, you can see that it's negative 1,000. 1,010. That means at the time that I bought ADAX, I bought $1,000 worth in US dollars. And now it's worth $3, right? And I was like, is that accurate? Let me check. So I went into my Ledger wallet, into my accounts. I go down here to this Cardano wallet, which is basically empty now. And let's go down to ADAX. It's accurate. I bought I bought 881 ADAX for $1,000 on, let's see the date. Does it show me the date? September 11th, 2021. And the reason that I did that is back when the crypto market was at a peak, at a frenzy, whenever I would hear about a coin that I thought looked interesting from whatever source I got it from, and I tried to get my information from good sources, I would usually throw 1,000 into it just to see where it went. In the early days when I didn't have a whole lot of money, if I saw a coin that I was interested in, I'd buy $50 or $100 worth of it. But as when the market exploded, I had a whole bunch of coins that were worth a lot of money. And so I would say, okay, what coin am I in the green? Right? Let me sell $1,000 worth of that, and I'll buy $1,000 of this new coin that I've never heard of or whatever. It sounds interesting. ADX was one of those. If I'm not mistaken, I might have done this on the live stream. So I just want you guys to be aware that crypto is not, crypto can break your heart. So you have to be really careful with what you're doing. Now, that was pure profit. Right? That was $1,000 of pure profit that I threw at a coin hoping something would happen. Well, with this particular coin, it did not. Who knows? Maybe it'll go back up and be worth $1,000 someday. I don't know. All right? But you always have to remember. And then another coin in there is Sienna. Sienna coin is a privacy coin. Right, it's at the very bottom here, and you can see that I'm $1,371 in the red on that coin. So I put $1,371 of my own money into this coin, and now it's worth $7.20. Not only is it only worth $7.20, it's difficult to access because it's a privacy-based coin on the Cosmos network, and there are times where I would go in there and I wouldn't be able to get access to it because the programmers had done some sort of update, and I had to change this and change that and update this and update that. It was just a ganky coin, and it still is. And then all of a sudden they cut me off and said, you're not allowed to even look at your coins because you're in the US. So the only way I could get in there and check my balance was on a VPN, which that's pretty ganky if you ask me. I mean, it's my coin, it's in my wallet, and they wouldn't even let me access it. So always, I just wanted to bring up those kind of horror stories to you, but also remind you that those were heady days, and that was pure profit I was throwing into these coins. It wasn't like I was taking my hard-earned money that I got from my job, or mortgaging my house, or I was taking crypto profits and throwing them into coins that I thought, And back in those days, I figured everything would just keep going up. I was wrong, right? So take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Always be cognizant of what you're doing. Let's see what Monero's doing here. Are we synced up? Yeah, we're all synced up. That didn't take too long. And notice that some more Monero showed up once I synced up the wallet. Now I've got some more Monero in Kraken, so I'd like to show you how to do that. Now, if you're going to receive Monero is a privacy coin. So when you receive Monero, you have a main address here, that starts with a 4, and then you can generate your own private addresses that are even more private than this, right? And we talked about that the other day. You can't look up a Monero address, right? And check its balance. Monero's been in the news because it got delisted by Binance, but a lot of people still believe in Monero, right? So let's paste that in. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, so maybe it was, whoops, I think it may have been this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. Ah, see? Uh-oh, for a moment there, it seemed you were trying to peek at this Monero address. No? It really looks like you were trying to check out this dude's balance. Well, Monero says no. Monero is not a transparent blockchain like Bitcoin. It was designed to be a privacy coin. So we're going to log into Kraken. I have some Monero that I've already acquired on Kraken, and we're just going to withdraw it. Really easy to buy Monero. If you have a Kraken account, you can buy it with cash. You can buy it. You can swap it for other cryptos. It's available. All right. So, but what we'd like to do is withdraw this Monero. And we need to send it to our Monero wallet. So I can generate a new label, they call this, and we'll call this one ledger. Let's call it DD, right? Because I just need a new name for it, right? So there's my new label. I'll copy that one into my clipboard. I'll go over here. I need to add a new withdrawal address. We'll call this one ledger DD. Now, of course, you guys can see this, but that's not really a horrible thing. Some people would say, "Oh, you know, you don't want to do this in public." Well, okay, but I'm a YouTuber. I gotta check my email. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. I think it's this one. Yeah. All right, so there it is. Confirm address. And then we can go back to Kraken, and now that we've done that, we can withdraw to that address, right? There it is, ledger DD. Now it gets a little complicated, but this is the best way to maintain your privacy. Now, and some people will bag on me, "Oh, don't, but what are you doing buying Monero on, you know, in a public way? Even if I wasn't on YouTube, why are you buying it on Kraken? Everybody, you know, everybody can see it. The government, everybody." Well, yeah, they can, but once it gets in my wallet, they don't know what I'm going to do with it, right? It's just like an ATM, right? Why do we use cash? Because cash is private. Right? We go out to restaurants. We don't want to be tracked and traced, so we use cash. Well, we get paid. That's on record. We have a bank account. That's on record. We go to the ATM. We withdraw $300 worth of cash because we're going to go out clubbing. The government doesn't know where we went because they can't track the cash. It's the same concept, right? So there's nothing wrong with buying Kraken in a public forum from, you know, a place that has a digital trail or whatever. Once it gets into my wallet, they don't know. I'm going to go ahead and just take it all out. Let's hit withdraw. We'll go ahead and withdraw to that address. We can just double check one more time, right? 85BH, FPPZ. Looking good. All right, let's just go ahead and withdraw that Monero. Off it goes. Now, when I log into Kraken, I have to use my YubiKey, my hardware device. That's my two-factor. They don't ask for my two-factor once I'm in the account like Coinbase does. It's just the way their policy. Yep. Alrighty, so we got that one out of the way. That was kind of one of the things I wanted to do tonight. So yeah, I mean, the government could follow up with me and say, "Oh, we see you bought some Monero." I'll say, "Yeah, sure. I'm not ashamed. It's in my wallet." Yeah. But they, you know, chain analysis, none of these blockchain analysis firms can trace or track what I spend my Monero on. All right. We'll just give that a few minutes, and the Monero should show up. What? Yeah. It's good to have you here, Scott. Is that a Kentwood or Yeesaw handheld I saw behind the monitor? Is that a Kentwood or handheld I saw behind the monitor? I'm not sure what you meant by that. What's behind my monitor? I live in Grand Rapids near Kentwood, so but I don't know what a Yeesaw. Not sure. Yeesu? Could be. I don't know. What is Yeesu? Can I check that out? Yeesu? Is that what you said? Yeasu. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is. That's my... oh, he noticed that. Yeah, because I think he was looking at this one. Yes, that was. I've never been able to figure out how to work that thing. And this camera is like kind of freaking out. Yeah. Maybe it's on its last legs. Yes, you were right. Okay, let's go back to this. Yes, indeed. Sharp eyes. Okay, so we got that done. Let's see, or we got our 3 in there. Yeah, boom, and there it is. So now I have 3 Monero in there, in the Monero wallet. And it's a privacy-based full node wallet, right? So it's a little... it's a little extra work to maintain a Monero wallet, but also remember I used my Ledger device. So if I ever forget or the wallet gets wiped off my computer, all I have to do is, reattach and we're good to go. Now, let's see, I think I can go to the main menu here. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to disconnect this guy. And I think this one is set up. Let me check. I just got this other one, the Ledger Black on Black. Let me see which pin I'm using. Not that pin. Okay. Okay, let's try this pin. Okay, well, I don't know what I did. Now I'm screwed. Okay, let me try one more time. Wow, I thought I had that down. Huh, okay. Let me try one more time. Maybe I just misentered the original pin. That's okay, there's no crypto on this that I know of. It's just, there's a backup phrase. But I just kind of wanted to, no. All right. Okay. I wanted to do the initial setup with you with a device that was unused, but unfortunately, I don't know the pin to that one. Oh, I know. I'll use this other one over here. I know the pin, and I know that it's never had Monero on it, so. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll connect this one. I got these laying all over. So, and I do know the pin to this one. Okay, boom. All right. So let's pretend we just installed the Monero wallet, and this is where we are. All right. And we have a Ledger device. So the first thing we need to do is go over to Ledger Live and install the Monero app. We go to Ledger Live, we go to My Ledger, and we allow the secure connection. And we search for the app, and we find the app and hit install, and we install the app on our device. What this is doing, I was talking earlier about the master private key. The device itself has a master private key, and it generated a 24-word recovery phrase, which I wrote down and stored in a safe place. Now, whenever I install an app on the device, I'm basically generating a private key for that particular wallet. So I just generated a Monero private key. When I installed the app, I have an empty Monero wallet, but it's just the private key. Now I need to export it to a wallet interface. So we're going to use the Monero wallet interface. I'll go into the Monero app by clicking both buttons. All right, and I'll say create new wallet from hardware. So I'll click that, and we'll just call this one live demo. I'm not going to put any Monero in it. All right. And then we choose the hardware wallet, right? It supports Ledger Nano S, Ledger Nano S Plus, Ledger Nano X, Ledger Stacks. Are you kidding me? And the Trezor T. Okay. We're going to choose Ledger Nano X because that's what I've got right here. We'll hit Create Wallet. It says Create a new wallet from device. Can you read that? Yeah. We'll hit Create Wallet, and it wants me to export the key. So I just created the private key by installing the app. Now I'm exporting the public part. This is a mathematical equation. It takes the private key, it goes through some cryptography, and generates a public key, which it can export to the software to monitor the blockchain address of the wallet. I need a password. Let's give it a password. Okay, passwords match. That's good. Now I can start a node in the background, or I can connect to a remote node. I'm going to use the full node because I've already the Monero blockchain is already on my computer. Even if I use a different wallet, it looks to the same blockchain which I've stored on my computer. Let's hit next. And everything looks good. We'll create the wallet. Now I got to enter the password I just created. All right. Oops. Ugh, come on now. Now X wants me to export the key. Again, we'll click accept, and it syncs up really quick. You can sort of see that here, right? Syncing up this brand new wallet to the existing blockchain, right? I'm already synced up to the Monero blockchain. And here we go, just a few seconds, and I should just have an empty Monero wallet based on my Ledger device. Okay, zero balance. And you would wonder, okay, well, why use the Ledger device? Well, I don't have to remember my Monero seed phrase because the private key is being held on my device. So I can wipe this wallet, reinstall it, do whatever I need to do, and it's always safe and secure because it's on my device. I won't lose it. That's the one safety, because I'm an old guy, I lose stuff. Right? That's one advantage. The other advantage is this device holds the private key offline. So it's safer and secure than using the Monero wallet desktop-based with its own seed phrase, right? That way, it's still secure, but it's only as secure as my computer. It's exposed to the internet, whereas the device is not. So you probably learned a lot more about Monero than you would care to know. That's fine. All right. I'm hoping there'll be some questions, maybe you guys. And then I can always switch back to the other wallet. By opening wallet from file. See, I've got the live demo and I've got the Ledger Nano X. So I can always get back. I can toggle between different devices and different wallets, all within this software. It's pretty cool. I'm just going to close it out and stop, because we're done. I'll put this back where it belongs. Let's go back here. All right. That was fun. Let's see. I had some other stuff I wanted to do. Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about the Ledger third-party wallets. I've done this many times, but it's a good exercise. I'm going to reconnect my go-to device, the one I know the PIN for. I can't believe I forgot the PIN of that other device. I think I just mistyped it. That Ledger Black. I'm sure of it. Because I don't make things difficult for myself by using a different PIN for every device. Use the same PIN. Okay. Yeah, that's a shame. All right, so let's see what's going on. Yeah, there's no comments. People were like, what the heck is he doing? Ledger owners already said they will obey French leaders. Okay, then don't use Ledger. Don't use the best wallet out there. Use something else. I get it. I'm interested in staking. I would like to put my Shiba Inu to use. Which Shiba Inu service do you recommend? Shiba Swap versus Shibarium. I have not attempted to stake any Shiba Inu, so I can't speak to that question. I apologize, but I've never tried to stake my Shiba Inu. You can stake. I don't know that you could stake Shiba within the Ledger wallet. Probably not. I know that you can do Ethereum. Yeah, you can stake Ethereum. I'm not crazy about using Ledger Live to stake Ethereum. You can go directly to the Lido website if you want to stake ST ETH, but you have to have 32 Ethereum. The Kiln pool doesn't require a minimum, so that's kind of, it's not true Ethereum staking. Also, you can stake, I know you can stake, well, I'm not sure if you can stake Cardano. Wait, I think you need to have some Cardano. Yeah. So you can stake Cardano in the Ledger Live. They didn't used to allow you to do it. But Shiba Inu, I don't believe I have any. So, and I have no experience with either of those two. So I really can't speak to that question. I apologize. I did have some Shiba in my wallet at some point in the past. I thought it was in that wallet, but maybe not. Boop-a-doo, yeah, I guess it was in this wallet before. But yeah, they don't have any staking in Ledger Live. Let's see what you were asking about here is one of them was Shiba Swap. Okay. So you would connect. I believe this is more of a liquidity staking pool type thing. I don't know that there is such a thing as native SHIBs staking. And then the other one was Shibarium. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I really, I don't know. You have to be real careful with Web3 it might make more sense to natively stake a regular coin. I mean, I understand your thinking. It is best practice that if you have a coin that can be staked, you should be staking it. But liquidity pools, I don't know. Like I said, I've never used either of these. But liquidity pools can be they can fluctuate a little bit, right? Like, for example, Pancake Swap. Like if we go into Pancake Swap, there's a lot of passive income you can generate using a site like Pancake Swap. But you have to be careful because the percentages change, and a coin that's just breaking new on the platform will have a really high percentage. But if you just leave it in there for like a year, it might, the price of the coin might go to zero, and the returns on the coin might go from whatever you were getting, like 20% down to like 2% if you don't watch it every day. So when you're doing like Web3 staking like this, it would be something you would kind of need to monitor every day. It's not like a set and forget. But, if you're going to be on top of it, that would be great. And then you should also look into these sites and find out, more about them. Don't just oh, okay, I've got 10 grand worth of Shiba Inu just sitting around doing nothing. Let me throw it in here and, let it earn its keep. Something could go wrong, right? You might, if you're in like a staking pair or something like that, liquidity pools can, things could go wrong. I can't think of the term. Impermanent loss, so you have to do your research on stuff like this. I don't believe SHIB can be natively staked. So when you do it in things like this, you're sort of staking within their platform, lending your tokens to the system, and you will get a return, but you have to be very careful. Don't just go for, that one says, 80%, I'm there. The higher the percentage return, the riskier it usually is. All right. Natively staking Cardano or Cosmos is much more stable, right? Those are kind of set and forget. Just saying. But thanks for the question. What do you think about Merlin app? I don't know anything about that one either. I don't know what. I don't think that's it. No, that's not what you're talking about, is it? Can't be. Did I spell it right? Merlin? Okay. It just, okay, Merlin Crypto. Let's see what we get there. Merlin Investor? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, I see what you're asking me about. The smartest track your coins across wallets and exchanges. I've used one like this before, Coin Stats. And I believe I did a video on using Coin Stats. It looks similar. A lot of people don't like these because of the privacy issue. But most of the blockchains are transparent anyway, but you are sort of creating an account that links to all of your wallets. But the whole point of crypto is that it doesn't matter if people can see it publicly because cryptography keeps the private part safe. So people just seeing your assets does not give them access to your assets, but it does sort of open you up to privacy concerns, right? So it looks very similar to that. The problem that I had with CoinStats was that a lot of the coins and the prices they were giving were inaccurate. And so I had a bunch of like junk coins in my wallet, and every now and then I would log into this thing and it would tell you it would say my portfolio was worth like $1 million. And I'd be like, what? And then I'd look and it'd be some like some like Stellar coin or some Binance Smart Chain coin. And they were like giving me a bad value of that coin. So it's a good way to keep track of all of your investments, and it's tied directly to your wallets. So if you sell a coin or you move a coin out of your wallet, your portfolio will automatically update. That's a good thing, but you just have to be aware that the price APIs are not always 100% accurate. So you might log in and see that, oh my God, I'm worth 50 grand. And then you realize that one of the coins that, you forgot about is giving you inaccurate pricing. So other than that, it's a good tool, right? And I don't mind the privacy thing, but some people don't like because you have an account and they know what your balance is, but they can't take your balance just by knowing it. But it does raise some privacy concerns. Ledger, okay, we got all that. Have you tried privacy coin like Grin? Yeah, I have tried Grin. I found Grin to be a little not as robust as Monero. The developer community for Grin is much smaller. I believe I was using it on Stellar, but I believe I played around with it a while back, but it never really, the price of Grin didn't really take off that much. It may have, but I did play around with it a little bit, but it never came to much. Right, I could probably reinstall it and find it, but whatever Grin I had never amounted to much. You can't stake anything but Bone on Shibarium. You have to stake SHIB on Shiba Swap. Oh, so Asil knows a little more about it than I do. I'm glad. Yeah. Thanks, Liz. Thanks, Asil. Let's see. What do you think about Alex Lab, the DeFi of Bitcoin? STX as Alex Lab? First of all, there's really no decentralized DEXs for Bitcoin. But prove me wrong. Let's see here. Alex Lab. Whoop. Is this what you're... governing DeFi on Bitcoin. The Alex Lab Foundation is this nonprofit organization supporting the governance and growth of the Alex DeFi protocol. Well, it's basically a coin, isn't it? Yeah. I can't really say much. It's the first time I've ever seen it. I don't know much about it. But like I said, Bitcoin is not... I mean, there's really... Bitcoin really doesn't have smart contracts, although there is some development activity on Bitcoin, like the ordinals and that kind of stuff. And there might be a little bit of activity on trying to, create some kind of DEX, but it doesn't have smart contracts like the Ethereum chain does. So it doesn't lend itself very well to DeFi. So I'm not sure what Alex Lab does, but yeah, it's more of a coin than a protocol, or than a Bitcoin DEX. I mean, if you can log into their website and trade Bitcoin, might be interesting, but I've never used it. And so what does it want to connect to? Okay, so a couple... OKX. Okay, so I see that it does. Okay, so it can connect to MetaMask. So it does look like it can connect to some legitimate Bitcoin wallets like OKX. But OKX is a wallet and, yeah, I don't know. Oh, you could add the extension to Brave. So maybe you could connect a wallet that has Bitcoin in it through this protocol and maybe do some swaps. I've never tried it before. That's interesting. That might be, it looks a little complicated, but might be worth checking into. Okay. All right. Making a ton of money on this bull market. I'm glad. How do you manage your assets while traveling? I usually bring my Ledger device with me and bring my laptop with me. So you can install multiple copies of Ledger Live on different computers and manage your assets that way. All right. Or you could just use the phone-based app, but I'm not a phone-centric person when it comes to crypto and trading. If I wanted to really manage my assets or, do a swap or a trade or a transfer, I would prefer to do it on my laptop with my device connected rather than, in a restaurant on my phone. I could do it, but I just feel more comfortable at a computer. But if you have a Ledger Nano X, then with Bluetooth, you can do that. But if you have a Ledger Nano S Plus, you'll need to bring your laptop because Ledger Nano S Plus does not work with mobile. I wish you well. I actually wish everyone here well. Let's use our profits for good deeds. Very good. Thank you. Pot boiler. PIVX was very popular in 2018. I wish you the best too, my friend. Use the money for the good indeed. You can choose to make them stealth or not. Oh, that's another privacy? Okay. PIVX. Oh, I think it would be easier to, well, we can do that. Privacy focused. Okay. Cool. Interesting. I hadn't seen this one either. I always learn something when I talk on the live stream. I appreciate you guys giving me your 2 cents worth. Let's see. I did want to cover, since I seem to be caught up on questions here, the whole idea of a third-party wallet that uses the ledger as the private key. So, for example, let's do Solflare, right? We got Solflare, and I noticed that this icon will put it in a browser tab for me, which I kind of like. It's based on my ledger. All right, so let's delete the Solflare from my Chrome. Remove from Chrome. All right, so you saw, am I crazy? What? There's a balance in here. What happened to this balance if I delete the wallet? Well, let's find out. So we'll remove from Chrome, and then we'll go back again. And reinstall it. We're going to use the Chrome app. Basically, we'll add the extension. And now we have an empty Solflare wallet. Well, if I had a seed phrase for my Solflare wallet, I could use that in my browser to restore the wallet. But that's not the best security model, right? It's not really best practice to be typing in your recovery phrase into your web browser. Although in this case, you are restoring a wallet, but it's only as secure as your computer. A much better way to store your private key and manage your assets is on your Ledger device. So I know that wallet we just saw is the private key is stored on the Ledger. So all you have to do is go into the Sol app, Solana. We click both buttons, and now we go down here to the bottom where it says Ledger. We click both buttons. I'm sorry. We go down here, we click Ledger, right? It tells me to connect my device. I've done that. It tells me to install the Solana app on my device, which I've done. And then it tells me to enable blind signing, right? So we have to go into the app, go to the settings, hit both buttons, and where it says allow blind sign, we click both buttons again, and we toggle between yes and no. The default is no. Right, so if you just installed it, it'll be on no, and you'll have to go in here and hit yes, click both buttons, and you're done. And now you just navigate down to the bottom, hit back, and then you're back at the top of the app. All right, so now that you've done all that, we'll hit continue. You're going to set a password. All right, and it connects to the device. The device is exporting the public part of the wallet, right? The app itself has the private key for my Solana wallet, and it shows me there. All right, so there are several derivation paths that it can use from your ledger. I set this wallet up on this one. So there's my balance. I'll just click there. And I've got 2 wallets on here. I'm just going to use one. Right, I'll just use the main one. I'll hit continue. We'll continue one more time. The recovery phrase is a backup for the wallet. They're talking about their recovery phrase. I don't need a recovery phrase for this wallet. The ledger device is my recovery. Right? If I delete the extension, I can always get it back by using my ledger device. But a lot of people will say, hey, where's the seed phrase? What if something happens? Where's my seed phrase? You don't need a seed phrase for this wallet. All you need is your device. The seed phrase for the device covers the Solana seed phrase, right? The master private key is backed up with your 24-word recovery phrase. That master private key can generate Bitcoin wallets, Ethereum wallets, Solana wallets, right? So the master private key generates all of the private keys for all of my different wallets. So I don't need the seed phrase for Solflare, because my device already has its own seed phrase that can be used to restore the device if I lose it. If I lose the extension or the computer, then I can just reconnect the device to re-access all of the assets. So there you go. So I'm using the Solflare wallet. It's basically a hot wallet, but when I use it in conjunction with my ledger device, it becomes a cold wallet. Same thing with the Kepler. Oh, Joseph, thank you. How would you download Nova Wallet on Chrome, please? All right, let's check Nova. Give me something to sink my teeth into, huh? Nova Wallet. All right, so here we go. The leading wallet for Polkadot. Okay. Now, Polkadot can be managed on a ledger device. So if I'm looking at a brand new wallet, my first instinct is to say, how can I use my ledger device with this wallet? Is it possible? So let's find out. There it is. Let's go to their page. Whatever. All right, download Nova Wallet, and it looks like they have a Chrome extension. No, they don't. Okay. They only have iOS and Android. I don't see a Chrome app. I don't know what this is. No, I wouldn't want to mess around with that. So it doesn't look like they have a Chrome extension, right? You have to just download it on your phone. So we can do that. But it looks like it'd be a phone-based wallet. But it might support the Ledger Nano X through Bluetooth. Let's find out. So let's open up the camera. Let's go here. Go over to the App Store. Let's go ahead and get this thing. And most likely it's going to want me to write down a seed phrase. Okay, here we go. Create a new wallet. Nova is compatible with all apps. Already have a wallet. Connect hardware wallet. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. All right, so I'm going to turn on my ledger. I've already got it connected. This is a Polkadot app. So the first thing we'll do, thank you for that donation, Joseph. First thing we'll do is go over to my ledger and download Polkadot app. I hope this is a Polkadot wallet. It'll probably tell me. But I'm gonna try to be proactive here. We'll go ahead and allow connection. There's an update, but I'm not gonna mess around with that at the moment. Polkadot. All right, there it is. It's already installed, so I don't have to worry about it. If you did not have it, you could install it. That would give you the blank Polkadot or empty Polkadot wallet. All right, we'll get out of Ledger Manager, or what they call My Ledger now. I don't know why they don't call it Ledger Manager. It made it so much more intuitive, but My Ledger, so be it. All right, so we go out of that so it won't like keep messing with the device. So let's go into the Polkadot app. I'm going to be proactive. I saw it there. Okay, I'm going to go in there. All right, now I'm also going to move this over so you guys can see it better. Just get all these out of the way. All right. All right, so connect hardware wallet. Ledger Nano X. Whoops. Make sure the network app is installed on your Ledger device using Ledger Live. The network app. Okay, let's go back here. Maybe I using the wrong app here. I thought it would say Polkadot app. Whoops. Make sure network app. Okay. Network. I don't see network. Huh, okay. XN network? No. I don't see that icon that they have here. This little thing. Huh. Let's go over here. No, don't see network over here either. Well, that's bizarre. Okay, let's see the Ledger guide, right? It says Bluetooth connection guide. Okay, well, we know how to set up Bluetooth. This is really weird. Okay. Okay. All right, done. Okay. Open the network app on your Ledger device. That seems really odd. And then it's got like this weird icon here. You said this was a Polkadot app, right? Or Polkadot wallet. Let's just go into Polkadot and see what happens. Let's hit continue. Add accounts to your wallet. Okay, Polkadot. Nova would like to use Bluetooth. Allow. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it sees the Polkadot app. I mean, it sees the Polkadot wallet on my Ledger device, I'm assuming. Let's check over here. If we go to Polkadot, I think we got Polkadot on here. All right, well, actually, we have more than one. Okay, is that the same one? Yeah, there it is. OVSKTUB. Yeah, it's the same one, right? Okay, so we're good. All right, so let's tap that. And please review on the device. Yeah, that's the receiving address. Let's click approve. And I'm done. Okay, now I got to give it a name. Let's call it main. All right. Ugh. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna allow it to use Facebook Face ID, so I don't have to enter that PIN every time. Okay. Alrighty. So there we go. We got an empty wallet. Let's turn this off for a sec. Let's go. All right, I know what I'll do. We'll do something quick and fast. Let's go to here. Let's deposit some Solana. All right, let's go back over here. Let's send... okay, that just means that it's... I don't know what it is about the Coinbase account, but for some reason the Solana blockchain thinks it's an unfunded wallet with a zero balance, but actually, I don't think there's anything in there at the moment anyway. But anyway, let's put $50 in. Let's do 25. Yeah, okay. Oh, I need to... It wants me to check my device. Right? It's like, hey, you're trying to send something. Okay, so we open Solana. Transfer Sol. Approve. It goes. Let's turn this off for the second. And God. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, so the Sol came in really fast. There are no Sol Polkadot trading pairs, so I'm going to trade Sol for US dollar coin. I'm going to sell it. All right. And now we'll go back to spot and let's go to dot. All right. And now we want to buy dot with our US dollar coin. Okay. Now we have dot. We should. All right, now let's go back to the app. Let's pretend that it's not in Ledger Live. It would be easier. So I want to put some dot in this wallet. So let's tap receive. Let's say we want to receive dot, and there's that address. I want to share this with myself. Because I need it on the desktop. Now we could just do this with Coinbase too. Let's just do that way. Can we do that? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. We just copy the address into our clipboard. All right, let's go back over to Coinbase on our phone. All right. All right, let's go to portfolio. There's, we want to withdraw our crypto. We want to withdraw our dot. And we'll paste in the address of that wallet. Hit continue. Let's send it all. We're going to pay 15 cents, pretty cheap. I need my two-factor. Oh, we're taking it down to the wire here. There it goes. Now, it might take a few minutes to process out of Coinbase. Well, it says complete. Oh, wait, that's the buy. Okay, so we got the pending. It's all like, yeah. We got the pending outgoing Sol. All right. So it's going to Sol. I'm sorry, Polkadot. Let's go back over here. Whoops. To Nova. Oh, it's there. Okay. There it is. Notice that it's also going to show up in Ledger Live. Same Ledger-based account. Should. Any minute now. There it is. Okay. So, like I said, the first thing that went through my head when you told me, when we looked at this wallet, was how can I use my Ledger device with this wallet? Well, we couldn't do it. It didn't have a Chrome app or a Chrome extension. It had only iOS, but fortunately, the iOS app worked with the Ledger Bluetooth, which is becoming more and more common. For a while there, it was like hardly any third-party iOS-based apps were compatible with the Ledger Nano X Bluetooth interface, right? Ledger Live, the Ledger Live app was, right? So Ledger Live, you could connect to your device all day long using Ledger Live, but third-party apps didn't always work right. Well, this is a nice little third-party app that had lots of flexibility, right? I could have just downloaded it and use the standalone wallet with a seed phrase on my phone, but that's only as safe as your phone, right? I would rather use my hardware device. So in this case, it allowed me to connect to my hardware device through Bluetooth on my Ledger. So it's pretty cool. The Solflare app allows that too. So you can connect to your Ledger device with the mobile Solflare. And then Kepler, I believe, will also interface with the Bluetooth. The problem I have with doing crypto on my phone is I just don't feel comfortable doing crypto on my phone. Not that I feel it's insecure. It's just the interfaces to. I'm more comfortable sitting in front of my computer, looking at my screen, with full access to all my tools, right? When I'm on my phone, there's always something that's weird, like it wants KYC and I got to do it on my phone. It's just like funky. But anyway, I hope that worked out for you. The Solflare reactivation demo you just did with the private keys, what happens if you lose the Ledger device? You get a new Ledger device and you restore using your 24-word recovery phrase. That's the beauty of using your Ledger device, is that it can always, you restore the Ledger device, you reinstall your Solflare app, you reinstall your Solana app on your restored device, and it recreates the exact same wallet that was on there before. The Ledger device is what they call deterministic. So you buy a new Ledger device, you restore with your seed phrase, and then you reinstall all of the apps that you had on there before, and boom, you're back in business. Tom is here, donating crazy donations. Well, thank you, Tom. That's very nice of you. Tom and I go way back. I don't know when we first met. I don't know, was this 2018 or 19 maybe? But we go way back. It's nice to see you in the live stream, Tom. Any compatible BIP36 drive, not just Ledger? BIP39? Yes. BIP39, and I think we've talked about this several times. There are lots of BIP39 compatible wallets, but let's take the scenario of the Solflare wallet, right? I've just lost my Ledger device. I need to send something out of my Solflare wallet. My Solflare wallet is not going to let me send anything out because I don't have the device. So I need to get a new Ledger device and restore it and reconnect it to Solflare to give me access to the wallet again. But you say, oh, well, couldn't I restore a Trezor? Well, yes, you could restore a Trezor, but Solflare doesn't have Trezor support. Solflare only supports two hardware wallets, the Ledger and the Keystone 3 Pro. So yes, your backup phrase is compatible with a whole host of hardware wallets, but you have to remember which third-party wallets you're using. So yeah, I could take my Ledger seed phrase and restore to a Cool wallet, a Kobo Vault, or a Trezor, but none of those are compatible with the Solflare wallet, which is what I'm using to manage my Solana. They might have Solana support, and you would be able to see your Solana balance, but probably not your tokens or any of that other fun stuff, right? So another reason why the Ledger, to me, is the number one hardware wallet out there. It has a lot of industry support for third-party wallets. So back up your Solflare wallet, secure your Solflare wallet with your Ledger device. If you lose your computer or your software or your browser, all you have to do is reconnect it to your device. If you lose your device, you buy a new device, you restore the device using your 24-word recovery phrase, you reinstall the Solana app, and you reconnect it to your wallet. Right? Everything depends on that 24-word recovery phrase that you wrote down when you set up your Ledger. Don't reveal it to anybody. They will be able to access all of these wallets in the same way that I can run out and buy a brand new Ledger device and restore using my seed phrase. Any criminal can do the exact same thing if they have my seed phrase. They can run out, buy a Ledger, do a restore, and have full access to all of my crypto. The Ledger, the recovery phrase is the best part of crypto and the worst part of crypto. Right? The recovery phrase secures your assets. Should you lose your hardware device or your computer or your phone, you've always got your 24-word backup phrase to rely on. It's a gift from God. But if someone else gets a hold of it, they have all the same access. I don't have a computer, so a phone is what I use, LOL, but I see having com or laptop is more useful. Yeah, well, you're not alone. There's a huge percentage of the world population that don't have computers but have phones. So they, crypto needs to be available to those people as well. I don't say those people. I don't mean them. I just mean people that don't have computers. I'm not bagging on anybody. Is there a way to convert a wallet that currently uses a recovery phrase to use the Ledger instead, or do you have to start over from scratch? If you already have a Ledger, a Trezor, or a different wallet that has a 12-word recovery phrase or a 24-word, you can restore it onto your Ledger device. The only caveat to that is that some different wallets use different I can't remember the term. Derivation paths, right? So there's always a little bit of incompatibility. Not a lot, but a little. Like, for example, the ledger can have more than one Ethereum wallet, right? You'll notice in Ledger Live, I have more than one Ethereum wallet. When you take a Ledger 24-word seed phrase or a seed phrase created by the ledger and restore it to a Trezor, the Trezor does not see that second Ethereum account in the Trezor suite, but you can access it using third-party tools. So there's a little bit of incompatibility between the hardware wallets in the way that they implement that backup phrase. So if you have a bitbox with a 12-word backup phrase, you could restore a 12-word backup phrase to a Ledger device. It's possible, but it may not see all of the accounts accurately. That doesn't mean that you won't have them. You can still access them in other ways, right? But it may not be seamless. You know what I mean? So yes, in answer to your question, the answer is yes. If you have another hardware wallet with a backup phrase, it is possible to restore it to your ledger. Because when you do the ledger restore, it asks you, do you have a 12, 24, or an 18-word backup phrase? It can handle any three of those. But you might not see all of the accounts exactly. Most likely you'll see everything, but you might not. It might really makes more sense to start a new Ledger wallet with a seed phrase that the ledger has created and maybe just transfer your assets. But you can do the restore. It is compatible. You can give it a shot and see what happens. A Soulflare wallet, for example. Is there a way to convert a wallet that currently is... the Soulflare wallet. No, if you've created a Soulflare wallet standalone with the Soulflare seed phrase, there's no way to add Ledger support to that wallet. You're going to have to create a brand new Ledger based wallet, by installing the Soulflare app or the Solana app the way we did tonight and transfer your assets over. Yeah, unfortunately, there is no way to add Ledger support to an existing hot wallet. If you have a hot, a standalone MetaMask wallet on your computer or a standalone Soulflare wallet on your computer that has its own seed phrase, you can't just add hardware support to that wallet. You'll need to create a brand new wallet based on the Ledger and then transfer your assets into the Ledger wallet, if that's your intention, if you want to use your Ledger. I don't have a 25th word for my seed on Ledger. Perhaps you could show us how to do this sometime. Yeah, maybe next time, but I will quickly just drop a video for you. I do have, we can just do it here. I have a fairly recent video. Doggone it. What is it want? I don't know what I changed, but I must have changed something. Hopefully it wasn't a bad thing. Let's just go over here. Yeah. I have a fairly recent video from 2023 where I show you how to set up the 25th word, or what they call the passphrase. You might want to check that video out. But by the same token, you cannot add passphrase protection to your existing Ledger configuration. So if you're managing a Ledger device and you have a whole bunch of accounts and a bunch of crypto, you can't just add a passphrase to these wallets, right? When you enter the passphrase on the Ledger device, you're in a brand new configuration. It's like you have a brand new Ledger with all empty accounts. So you'll have to transfer. It's complicated. But I just wanted to point that out, that you cannot just add a passphrase support to existing wallets. The passphrase creates all new, brand new, empty wallets, and you'd have to move your assets over to that, or some of them, however you want to manage your asset. I got to go, guys. It's after 8. Thank you for joining. I appreciate everybody for being here. Tom, I appreciate your donation. Joseph, I appreciate you as always. Let's see. Those were the only two tonight. But Asil, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate Kenny being here. I appreciate Dan, as always. And then everyone that joined, everyone that asked questions. It's been a blast. Let's see here. We're almost done. We're winding down. We're going to do this next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. I've been consistently doing a live stream every Wednesday. So if you're watching this on the rerun and you can never be here live because you're asleep or at work, you might want to check me out on Wednesdays. I do that around 10 a.m., 11 a.m., or 12 p.m. on Wednesdays Eastern Standard Time. And then this week I did one on Monday just for the heck of it. So just put me in your alerts, and if you're online, you might see bling, CryptoDad's live, and check me out. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.